Our alert day is still in effect here for the afternoon as we are talking about some heavy rainfall, talking an additional 1 to 2 inches moving through after all the rain that we've already picked up. Plus, we'll find those wind gusts around 45, even peaking towards 50 miles per hour. And that's going to be a concern for our friends in our lakeshore communities. And then into southeast Michigan, we're also tracking wet and heavy snowfall. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So here's our current status on where we're sitting on Doppler radar. Yes, we have a little bit of that blue there. Some of that, though, not quite making it to the surface just yet. Our sensor there in Hancock County, that was saying, yes, we have that heavy rain. So you can also see we also have that rainfall that's making it to the ground there. That's going to be for Seneca and Huron counties, and even more yellows and oranges coming. And that means more heavy rainfall on the way as well. So this storm is just going to continue to move in here for the early afternoon. Even on that leading edge, though, I wouldn't be surprised the further north it goes, that we do have a little bit of that wintry mix on the top, just a few ice pellets before we start to track where that rain snow line is going to set up and park as this storm moves in. So here we are, 3 o'clock. We do have that wintry mix kind of where we have that rain snow line, but many of us along the Maumee River and south are just looking at heavy rain. But then as we go through the later afternoon and early evening, we are going to be picking up that snowfall through southeast Michigan. Snowfall rates could be pretty intense, making visibility a little bit tricky, say if you were going to Ann Arbor or to Detroit, but you are going to find at 6 o'clock we still have the heavy rain and even that snowfall for our friends into southeast Michigan. Now the storm, it'll have a quick burst of snow for many of us before it makes its exit just before midnight tonight. So once we wrap up this storm here on Friday, we can then get settled in for a nice weekend ahead. What we're tracking though is that cold soaking rain. So like I said, an additional 1 to 2 inches already on a lot of waterlogged locations. Then we have that rain snow line. So Monroe, Lenawee, Fulton, and Williams County, you really got to be keeping an eye on that rain snow line. There, though, we're anticipating about 1 to 3 inches because you're going to have that rain that's going to try to cut down some of those snow totals. But where we won't have as much rain, that's going to be through Hillsdale County, northern Lenawee County. You're going to be finding about 3 to 5 inches, but even some isolated spots could pick up above that 5-inch mark. Now, some of the impacts for this alert day, some flooding, not only localized because of all the water, but lakeshore flooding with those 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming out of the east. It's really going to be pushing a lot of water into those communities. So we'll be monitoring that closely. Also, your travel, you're going to plan on some slower speeds out there, even if your roadways are just waterlogged or you are having to drive through some of that snowfall. Even with the storm moving in, temperatures are holding into the mid-30s. We're at 38 in Toledo, and even into southeast Michigan, we are above that freezing mark. Highs today, they're going to hit right about 40 degrees, but that storm's moving in with the rain and snowfall. Thankfully, that doesn't carry into the weekend. A little more sun by Sunday. Temperatures will be into the mid to upper 40s if you're going to be out and about. Monday, though, we will have a few showers as temperatures are really warm into the upper 50s, but then we cool right out. Highs will be into the upper 30s a few of those days, and then later next week, we'll once again be watching for another system to roll into town.